Hi guys, and welcome back to Caterpillar Cross Stitch. In this week's video, I'm going to be teaching you exactly how to grid your cross stitch fabric to make your stitching faster and avoid any mistakes. If you're new around here, then hi, I'm Sally. I'm the owner and designer here at Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I would absolutely love to have you join this community. So please do hit subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to share it with any friends so that we can help others and grow the community. So on to gridding then. This might be a term that you have heard used before, perhaps in a Facebook group or online in a stitching community, but gridding your cross stitch fabric, it's really just a preparation technique that some people like to use before they start stitching a brand new cross stitch project. The purposes of gridding your fabric are that you are essentially dividing down the fabric and marking it out to correspond exactly to the cross stitch pattern. It's particularly useful if you are stitching a larger design where you're more likely to perhaps go wrong and you might be changing colours quite often. But it really is useful. It doesn't take very long and it will speed up your stitching and mean that there are fewer mistakes. Generally, when gridding cross stitch fabric, you will go in rows of 10 stitches and columns of 10 stitches as well. So it's a bit like a cross stitch pattern where every 10 stitches you'll find a darker line. It means that you can get through the design much quicker. You can easily correspond your stitches to the symbols within the pattern. You're not going to need to frog anything, make any mistakes. And it just means that stitching's more enjoyable and faster. There are a few different methods that you can use to grid fabric. Some people think it's a bit time consuming or intimidating, but honestly, I have tried all of these out. I don't personally grid on every single project, but it definitely has its uses. It's really easy to get going with, and why not give it a try for your next cross stitch project and see if it makes a difference for you. So one of the first options is to use a water-soluble pen. I've got one from a brand called Clover, and the pen itself is blue. You can easily mark on the fabric certain points which correspond to the lines on the pattern. So the pen itself is quite a bright blue, so it works well when you're using a paler fabric. And then when you don't need the marks anymore and you finish stitching, you simply use the other end of the pen and it makes the blue marks disappear. You can also buy special fabric that's already gridded. You can get Magic Guide fabric that when you actually wash it, all of those lines completely disappear. That's probably the quickest option because it doesn't require any time initially spent by you preparing it. The grid is already there on the fabric for you. But the method that I'm going to be showing you today, the one that I find personally the cheapest, the quickest and easiest to do, is just to use a piece of very thin cotton thread to sew through your fabric yourself. I do it every 10 lines vertically and horizontally. You don't need to do the full grid if you don't want to, but in this video I will demonstrate exactly how to use that gridding method to help you stitch faster. So what you'll need is your piece of fabric. I'm going to be demonstrating here on white 14 count Aida fabric because it's the easiest to show you exactly how it works. I've also got a dark green single strand of DMC thread so that it's not too thick and also it stands out nicely against the fabric. And you'll need your needle. Here I've got a DMC branded size 24 needle. So simply thread your needle with the one piece of cotton thread. I've tied a very small knot at the end of this, but don't worry because we're going to be cutting out any knots and removing the thread later on. The first thing to do is to find the center of the pattern and correspond it with the center of the fabric. So get your piece of fabric, fold it in half and half again, and that point at which you've got all your folds right in the middle, that's the center of the fabric where the design should be. So the first two lines that I would do are the cross lines that correspond with the center of the pattern. It doesn't really matter which one you start with or where the knot is, because again, this will all be removed later on. So coming up from the back of the fabric, first of all, you'll come through to the front and let's go vertically. So you're going to come up through a hole and count 8 holes up. Go down through that hole and then you're going to come back up through 2 holes further up. So when you look at it from the front of the fabric, there will be 1 hole gap. come up to the front and again count 8 holes up, go down through the 8th hole and come up 2 holes after that. Essentially what you'll have is these longer threads on the front of the fabric and then a little bit behind. So this is what the back of the fabric looks like. You'll have lots of little dashes going around the place. Once you've finished your vertical line of gridding, we then want to do the horizontal row that again marks this cross of where the center of the design will actually be. Again, follow the same method, but this time you can either rotate the fabric so you're still going up or down, or you can just go sideways. I personally like to stitch upwards, so I would simply rotate the fabric and stitch vertically in a similar line fashion. When you get to the end of a piece of thread, you can either tie another knot or you can simply hook it under a nearby little dash stitch just to secure it down. These don't need to be really tight. You don't want to pull the fabric at all, but it's just to give you a guide, so anything you can do to make sure that that thread stays in place will be sufficient. You can see here how I've just tied a little tiny knot, and that's enough to keep it secure for now. Then once we've got our center grid lines, which will really, it's the basis of our gridding, all we're doing is completing the grid into a box formation, depending on the dimensions of your overall design, but here let's assume it's a perfect square shape. So all we need to do is to complete the grid. So every 10 holes, there will be one of these lines. But when you're stitching these, because we're missing out 2, we're only counting 8. So here, let's go through one of them. We're going to come up through here and miss a hole. So every time that there's a corner, you'll find that there's 1 hole gap. We're coming up, counting 8 holes and coming back down again through the next hole. Miss a hole and come up again and count a further 8. As soon as you've done the first 2 main guidelines, it makes it so much easier to complete the full set because you can really easily see that all of your lines match up. Be really, really careful when you're doing this. I always say count twice or even 3 times, because if your grid lines are off, the things that are actually meant to help your stitching be correct, it's going to make the overall design much harder to actually get it right. But as you can see, it does take a little bit of time, but it's actually quite relaxing, and it really does help your stitching once this is all prepared, because when you're looking at your pattern, you don't really need to do as much counting. You're simply dealing with smaller sections of 10 by 10 stitches. This is a really lovely thing to do while you're waiting for the first part of a stitch along. So if you've joined a sal and you've received your full kit with all of your supplies, so what you can do to prepare and get ready while you're waiting for that first pattern piece is get your fabric out. You don't necessarily need to wash or iron it or anything like that. Get a piece of any cotton really. It doesn't necessarily need to be the really nice DMC threads from a kit. It could be any piece of old thread, as long as it's contrasting to the fabric that you're using. So if you were using a navy or black Aida fabric, go for something pale. An easy way to know what size fabric that you're going to need is take a look at the stitch count of any design. For example, if it was 140 stitches wide, divide that by the count of your fabric. So 140 divided by 14 is 10. You know the width of the pattern is going to be 10 inches when stitched on 14 count Aida. Generally, you want to be adding at least 2 or 3 inches on every single side. So that would make the piece of fabric around 18, 19, 20 inches wide. So once all your gridding is done and complete on your fabric, you are going to be starting stitching your pattern, which will be so much easier now that you've got everything laid out nicely in front of you. The best way I think to do it is to not stitch over the threads, because it might distort it slightly, and also it's going to be harder to pull those threads out when you're finished. So if you can, when you're completing your cross stitches, all you need to do is simply move it out of the way a little bit and complete your cross stitch as normal. So carry on according to the pattern, complete your beautiful cross stitch design, and when you've finished everything and you're sure all your stitches are correct, simply snip away really carefully on the reverse of your fabric the knot that you did initially, and really carefully slide out and pull out those thin pieces of thread that you have placed for your grid lines. These should come away really easily if you've done them loose enough to begin with. Take care not to damage the fabric or snag anything in this process. Gridding fabric is one of those things that I think looks really cool. I know that in our Facebook group, which I'll link down below, whenever anyone's waiting for a stitch along to start, like the brand new Hello Sunshine stitch along that we are starting later this month, people put up photos of their gridded fabric and they look so professional and they get loads of questions about it. Everyone's like, what is that and how can I do it too? Almost like it's some kind of secret tip. But honestly, it's really easy to do. Give it a go on the next project, see if it helps you, and leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've got any tips and tricks to help other people and how you get on gridding your next cross-stitch fabric. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel by hitting the button down below, and I will see you next week. Bye.